just happened?
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to What's Happening Wednesdays.
What's happening?
On Whatever You Want Music Radio. My name is Mos, and I'm your host for this show. And today we have a guest that I'm looking forward to talking to, chopping it up with. This is the television, film, theatrical actor, producer extraordinaire, and the 2008 NAACP Image Award nominee, Mr. Tobias Truvillion. What's up, Tobias? How you doing, brother?
Hey, family. How are you?
All is well, man. All is well. I appreciate you coming by, taking the time out because your schedule's busy. I was checking it out.
Yeah,
you got a lot
around doing stuff.
Yeah, you got a lot going on, man. A lot of positive work, man. More than unfortunately for some people, more than most people, man. You got a lot of work going on. So if it's cool, I want to jump right in and get through the preliminary. You know, tell people a little about you in short order, where you from, that kind of thing.
Oh man, you know, I'm from New York, Queens, New York. I reside in New Jersey these days. You know, born and raised in the Northeast. You know, been pushing in this game for a long time. I've been blessed been very fortunate to have a nice career, I guess. I mean, I work for it, but but you know, I've gotten to a point where you know, the work is kind of sort of catching up to me. Yeah. So at this time, you know, people are seeing me more often, or, you know, just connecting the dots from the person that you see in the street and then the person that you might see on your screen. So, right. You know, that's just kind of like a short overview. You know, we do a lot of different kind of work. I'm a photographer too. You know, I'm a community activist. We do a lot of stuff. I'm a cook, a chef. You know. I mean, where we want to go with that.
Yeah. You got me beat on the cooking thing because I can't cook to save my life, man.
Yeah, I know that.
But yo, let me start here, man, because you started. Correct me if I'm wrong. You started out in modeling. I know you was a Ford model for a while. Talk about that.
Yeah. I started in the fashion world. You know, years ago. You know, I'm from Queens, so like people had come up to me like, "Yo, you should be in the model game and stuff like that." Being a young cat, I was like, "Nah, man, I ain't doing none of that." You know,
right?
Like, come on, man, beat it.
Yeah.
But it just so happened, somebody encouraged me to go get some. You know, he didn't even encourage me to get pictures. He just really inspired me because he would just kept pouring like this inspiration in me, just saying like, "Yo, Tobias, you could do this. You can do this, man. I'm telling you, you got what it takes to do this." And you know, from that point on, he kind of like pushed me over the edge where I went out and started pursuing this career in the entertainment field. And then anything that I do, I always commit myself and try to, you know, go hard at it. So, you know, jumping into the fashion, everything's been a grind. So everyone knows everything, you know, nothing is handed to you. So, but I started working and just pursuing the craft and getting into the fashion world and taking pictures. And, you know, at one point after, you know, a lot of work, I wound up becoming a Nietzsche spokesmodel. You know, if you look in all your catalog magazines and the double XLs and Vibe magazines and all those books from back in the day, I'm all through there. And
yeah,
you see me in you know, in your music videos and commercials and stuff like that. So, you know, it was like kind of almost a natural progression from, you know, fashion to, you know, the arts as far as drama and the theater.
So how long have you been acting? Because, you know, I know, you know, the modeling thing really kicked it off. I certainly seen your images over the years. I've, you know, from modeling to the TV screen, but, you know, how long have you been acting? When did that start for you?
Should be in 2020, I would say probably around 98.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, about 97, 98. Yeah.
And so what was like your first experience with acting? So I'm interested in two things, right? Like your very first experience with acting, your very first like theatrical performance, and your first TV role.
Oh man.
A lot of firsts.
Yeah. So my first coming out of, all right, so there's two there. So coming, you know, somebody had offered me the lead role in their film called Harlem's Beauty. And that was like my first on camera in a film, and it was in film. They was using film. It wasn't
Yeah.
no
Wow.
digital.
Okay. No digital. Right. Right.
Yeah, this was film. They had it cost a lot of money. And I played a character named Yummy, and the film was called Harlem's Beauty. But right at the same time, I went into the National Black Theater and I did a play called Oya, which actually I won a Delco for, which is I'm pretty proud of that.
Yeah, I saw that.
Delco is a prestigious award in the Black theater community.
Nice.
And my first time out during this production, I won Best Lead in a musical. So I was pretty proud about that. So those two things kind of coincide at the same time. But there was a lot of work that led me up to that point. Now my first, I'll say, job where bigger production, I was on the Cosby's. And
that's right.
not the Cosby Show. It was spinoff the Cosby's. People don't remember there was a Dougie Doug had a spinoff called Cosby's.
Yeah.
And but basically I was playing Dougie Doug's, one of Dougie Doug's boys and stuff. And I remember, being backstage and meeting Felicia Rashad for the first time and Mr. Cosby, and just being blown away, like, oh my God, Felicia Rashad is right here. And then fast forward, however many years to, actually Mrs. Rashad being a friend of mine, right, and also sharing screen time with her on the show Empire. So it was all, came full circle. But those were the first theatrical moments. I mean, there was a lot of work that happened up before then.
Yeah.
But as far as my first independent film, the first time I was on stage, the first, check I got from a real big production as far as, industry standards. So those were the first few things. And then eventually after time, I've been doing a lot of commercials and music videos and just working. I landed the role on One Life to Live. And, that was kind of the first time where people, they knew my face, but then they was kind of able to kind of connect the name to the face a little bit, so. Yeah.
The thing is, man, it's definitely a grind, and a lot of people. This is why I asked the question, because a lot of people never know the work that people put into it. And we know, sometimes people want all the accolades without the effort. So I remember the Cosby's Poster Kids. I remember that show, with Felicia Rashad, Bill Cosby. I remember, and then I seen you in a lot of things, from Paid in Full to Brooklyn's Finest to Hitch. To obviously we'll get to Empire. So all right. So let me ask you this, because I got a couple of questions in regards. I think people will be interested in it.
Okay.
So you worked in Hitch with Will Smith.
Yeah.
And that fool Kevin James. So I'm interested to know, what was that like? What was the vibe like? How because people want to know how people are off screen too. But
oh man, on the real, Will is like the Fresh Prince all day. He was entertaining people, making people joke and laugh. And I remember looking at him like, man, at the end of the day, he must be really, really tired, because he was giving out so much energy.
Yeah.
Even when because we're both Libras, but when we connected and we kind of mirrored each other, kind of sort of we kind of had a mirror kind of thing going on as far as the energy and stuff. So he was real, real cool. Robin Lee was in there. And I just remember, these two just locked in. It was three of us, and then there was two of us. And I was like, oh, I remember sitting there what the hell's going on between these two right now? I was like, look, I just kind of left it alone, came here and did the work. But Will was so giving. Once again, I went to the Tyler Perry opening last year. Of the studios, Tyler Perry Studios, which was amazing. It was Wakanda and Wizard of Oz meets together,
Wow.
And I got a chance to catch up with Will, because I haven't seen him. I've never really seen him since then. Mm-hmm. So as soon as I was like, yo, Tobias, he's like, oh man. And then he pulled Jada over. And he's like, yo, Tobias, this is Tobias, yo, my son loves that line. He's like, dude, you're doing it right now. He's was praising, that is my son's favorite line out of all the movies I've done. I was like, all right, that's cool. But just like back in the day, same brother, so so giving, so available to you, and just there, present.
Yeah, yeah.
I appreciate that about
So I got a similar question too, man, because one of the movies that I've watched, Hitch is one of those movies I watched more than once, obviously.
him.
But Brooklyn Finest is another one of those that I had to put on repeat a couple times, man. Wesley Snipes, Don Cheadle, even Ethan Hawke, so I got to hear about that. Look, this is for me now. I got to hear about that experience as well, man.
Oh man, I mean, Antoine Fuqua cast the role. He brought me in a couple times for a few different roles, and then finally he was like, all right, I know exactly what to do with you.
Yeah.
In that role, and my boy McCoy Banks, we played the two undercover cops together. McCoy, good friend of mine. He's down in New Orleans. He's on Queen Sugar and stuff, and doing working and stuff.
Nice.
And I just remember being in the scene with Don and Wesley, and we did one take. Oh, it's a big story too, but there was a strip club scene to it, and when it was casting, I think they handpicked these ladies because they were beautiful. They were really beautiful. And I'm a professional, you know what I'm saying? I'm a professional. So, we're in a strip club scene, and they wrap all the ladies around me and stuff, and I got $8. And the first couple of takes, they was like, and action. I'm like, excuse me, lady, excuse me. I gotta hit my mark. I'm like, excuse me. Yo, by the second or third take, I can't front. I was sitting there, I was all in the euphoria of what was going on. And I was like, and the Coy, they had yelled action or something. I was like, and he kind of looked at me. I was like, huh? I was like, oh, like I was completely blown out into what was happening. And the actual stuff that they kept was from that actual take. Because I even remember when I walked up and I was like, whew, like I was like really like, man, this is y'all Brooklyn cats going the low, boy. This y'all low. But it was all organic and they kept that. But when working with Don and Wes, I remember, sitting in there and we did one take. And then Tupac came up to me and was like, he whispered in my ear, he's like, yo, you remember how you did it? Remember how you did it in the audition? I was like, yeah. He was like, do it. I was like, all right, bet. And then I had kind of used some of my acting tools. I pulled some now, and there's a thing called Model and Mirror. And I kind of was reading the energy off of Don and Wes. And I just remember being in the scene and looking at them, and they were so solid that in the back of my head, I was like, ooh, they good. Look at them, they good. That's good. Good. I was remember, but this is my head. But at the same time, I'm there for a reason. So it was all right, you're here to show your flavor too. And that's what it was. Don was kind of, to himself, kind of sort of. He was, real cool. We was cordial and stuff. But Wesley was real cool. We had a Cool in the Game connect that that kind of pulled us in together. And me and Wesley really vibed a lot. And anytime I see him, I always wave to him, same with Don. But I don't really see those guys that often. But I just remember sitting in the pocket while the magic was happening, and just in the back of my mind, they good. But I was also working.
Right.
They good. This is good.
Yeah. Yeah, I figure it has to be crazy because even you look at the dynamics of just those two movies, and the caliber of actor, that was involved, and the fact that you were right there involved with them. Not only is it a very dynamic and exciting scene, but it says a lot, about the performance of all involved, man. So, those are some movies people wish they can get access to, and certainly stay on my favorite list. You know what I mean?
I appreciate that, man. It was a dope experience, man.
Yeah.
It's just one of those classic New York films that, it's gonna be around.
Yeah, a long time, right. So, all right, it was kind of like the new age, more realistic New Jack City,
right?
In a sense, yeah, without a doubt. Yeah. So interesting that Snipes was there both times.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So let's jump to the most probably the most dynamic and noticeable standout role. Of course, we're talking about the role you played in Empire. Empire being the juggernaut that it was on Fox TV. You know, I know everybody missing it right now, but let's talk about that, because I know people who know of Tobias, they're interested. They want to know what that was like. You know, and similar to the other ones, you know, you on the set with Taraji and Terrence Howard, and you know, so let's hear about that, man.
Oh man, just a wonderful experience. The people over there are great. The cast and crew, wonderful, wonderful. And you know, being around that energy, you know, is always a kind of thing that I'm always a sponge. Like even when I was on One Life to Live, coming off the stage, you know, I would sit back and I would watch Bob Woods and I would watch, you know, Phil Carey and Timothy Stickney. And I would see how, you know, you had to dial it back because I was coming out of the theater. So I was all big and like, yeah, all right. But I learned through that process how you have to kind of dial it back for the TV medium, for the film medium. And just being present, Terrence was like my boy, man. He was always encouraging me and stuff and like just giving me a lot of knowledge. But just sitting back and watching everybody, man, just bring it all the time was amazing. D Major himself, you know, it was like a scary role for me because I had like, at that time, you know, I was like, man, I had worked my career up to a certain point, and I was like, all right, I wasn't sure how people would receive this kind of character, especially, you know, coming from me and stuff. So I was, you know, kind of nervous about how it was going to play out. But prior to that, you know, I had did my prayers. I had like already, you know, talked to all my industry friends that I respect in the game and asked them about the role. And they was like, yo, man, do that, do that, do that. And once I kind of like cleared it with my family and everybody and just like made peace with, you know, my moves and stuff, then I just like fully 100% committed myself to character. And then, you know, at the same time, Empire came for me at a time where, you know, I was kind of like, damn, what am I doing next? I'm not too sure what's the next thing. And D Major, as dynamic he was and complex, it was like a dope character because, you know, he had so much complexity, and people would come up to me all the time like, man, yo, you telling my story, I commend you for, you know, taking that role, you know, and all those kind of things. So it was really a something that forced me as an artist, and then it was really something that was poignant to the community and the impact that it has. Because even people come up to me all the time now, like, oh man, yo, that role was everything. You know, that role was everything. Terrence, Taraji, Jesse, all of them. I give you a quick example, real quick. You know, D Major was head of the Aces, which was the like Grammys,
right?
And they had to get approval from D Major for a song that they wanted to present during the Ace Awards. And I remember sitting in the scene, and Terrence is playing. This is like one of my first couple of days on set. Terrence is playing the keys, and Jesse's, you know, singing his heart out, and Yaz is, you know, rapping his heart out, and I'm looking to the left, and Taraji's standing there, and Tasha, and everybody's behind me, but I was the center of attention, the character was. Right. And just, you know, when they yelled cut, you know, the tears just started like coming out of my eye, but it was tears of joy because it was just all the hard work. And it was like so surreal, like looking at these talented cats do what they do, and right in front of me, like, I'm like, this is all right, you know? But once again, just like Wesley and Don, they brought me there for a purpose. They brought me there for the talent and wanted me to, you know, bring what I bring to the table. And I remember in between takes, the same take, and I was just like, had to go to the side, kind of like regroup myself. And some extras that came, I don't even call them extras, some background cast came up, and he was like, yo, man, you good? And I was like, yeah, man, you know, just a lot of hard work, you know, it's a lot of work. The cat really was like, yo, man, on the real, he said, yo, we respect you, man. Yo, we really look up to you. He was like, yo, everybody else is cool and stuff, but we really look up to you. And I was like, wow. I looked at him, I was like, damn, man, thanks. Like, appreciate it. And D Major was only supposed to be one episode. So I think I did about 11 episodes from that character. So it's one of those kind of gifts that kind of keep on giving, and it was just one of those moments in time that just encapsulated that, and it just forced me as an artist to step out the comfort zone.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you something again, man. I know it had to be tough. At the same time, I understand the excitement of standing there and realizing, like, oh shoot, this is me. Like I'm standing there, after all this work. So I get the tears, I get the excitement, man. I get kind of like the euphoric feeling, man, and even the disbelief that despite the fact that you took a step after every step, man, and you put the work in. Sometimes it's still a little tough to believe, like, yeah, this thing has worked and it's still working, and I still got value and I got more value to demonstrate. So that's exciting, man. Yeah. So I'm going to put something out in the ethers right now because I'm sitting here and I'm watching you talk.
Okay.
Right? Yeah. And I'm putting it out. Now, to them, I ain't nobody, so they like, who's that guy talking? But, you got a little... You got a little bit of Chadwick speaking through you right now, man, even to the appearance, brother. So I'm going to put it out there. You might need to go and try out for that role for the Black Panther, man. I'm just throwing that out there. Yo, everybody got to listen to me.
God's is, man. I was on, during the Empire's time, I was on Ed Lover's show with Moni Love. And Moni had said it back then. I don't even think Black Panther had dropped yet. And I've been hearing it a lot, and I've always kept I've always projected myself in a certain way already. So as people, I keep feeling it's around me, like everyone's saying it. Right. And much respect to my brother Chadwick. I worked with Chadwick in the theater in New York in the early 2000s. And I think we were in a rehearsal. And he just came in to like fill in or something. He wasn't in the play or anything, but I can't really remember why he was there. But I just know he was just there for a moment. And I remember being in the scenes with him. And I was looking at the brother and I was like watching him. And I was like, man, like, I was like, yo, his believability, what was happening with him, I was like, yo, like that shit is good. Like there's always that meter in the back of the head because we're actually working. But I'm admiring the work as it's happening. I'm like, man, that, like the way he was believing that shit, I was just like, yo, that shit is kind of good. Like, it's good. You know what I'm saying? In the back of my mind thinking. And, I've been waiting. There's a lot of East Coast actors that migrate west and, wind up doing well for themselves. And I have been waiting to cross paths with them just to tell them how proud I am of him because, I see a lot of cats from Michael B. And, we've been in movies together in Blackout and my boys, Jamie Hector and Rob Morgan. I mean, juggernauts that are in the game that are super, super talented. But we knew this 10, 15 years ago, how talented they were. We knew this already. Like, I see it. I've been around and I'm watching them. I'm like, yo, these guys are nice. You know what I'm saying? So, I just have been waiting for that moment to tell them that, man. And I didn't get a chance to cross paths with them. But, it's out there in the universe. And like I said, people have been saying it. And T'Challa could have an older brother. And, some things are, just natural,
Yeah.
Chadwick set the bar really high. Those would be some really big shoes to fill. And it would be an honor to, breathe life into that character and, present it in a way that, that I could, but I appreciate that. And that's just, like I said, it's a natural thing, man. It's like, I was looking at some images of Chadwick and myself, and I put them side to side. And we could tell we from the same tribe. We from the same,
right.
We got the same kind of something going on.
Yeah.
I wish I really got a chance to, have, break bread when I'm at an older age now.
Well, one thing, I clearly wasn't crazy or too far off, because many people has obviously said it before me. Yeah. But I definitely sense that, man. Certainly, rest in peace, Chadwick, man. Phenomenal performer.
Yeah.
Will without a doubt be missed, irreplaceable. But that would be exciting to see, man. I'm just putting that back out there one more time.
Hey, man, let it ride, man. Tag Marvel Studios, tag Marvel. Hey, let them know I'm available.
Yeah, that's right. Pay attention, Marvel. So
And
check this out. I know you spoke earlier about some activism. I was looking into it, man. You know, I want to hear about that a little bit. Some of the things you do. I know you work with youth a lot.
oh
You
yeah.
know, so enlighten the people about what you got going on with your activism and
Oh
just.
man, I mean, we do a lot of work. We do a lot of community mobilizing. Um, you know, in the beginning, I've always given back.
Yeah.
I've always been giving back to like my nieces and my nephews and stuff. But then when I started getting more involved in the community, then I found that there was a greater need. And being a arts educator, a teacher in that space and drama and acting and stuff like that, it's just like taking on all these kids and stuff and
Yeah.
pointing them in the right direction. That's why I even think about like a character like D Major. You know, people got their own opinions about shit or whatever, how they think it is.
Mm-hmm.
But when a student can see me in front of their classroom and then see me on the #1 show, playing a character that's not me,
Right.
and pushing that envelope and limit, it's all worth it. It's
That's right.
all
That's
what
right.
matters, is all that what counts.
That's right.
And those are kind of things that my people and that I keep those people around me that's what we do. We do a lot of community work. Today we handed out 5,000 meals to the city of Newark.
Wow.
I've been really active during COVID, from handing out food, from giving out gift cards, from protest mobilizing, making sure that people are not coming in the city to tear it up.
Right.
And being active, making sure the word gets out about the census, people, just everything. Like I said, giving out 5,000 meals today, giving food to people, just that's just what we do. It doesn't just happen right here. It's wherever we are, we get involved.
Right.
So
right.
It's a wide range. We have a arts drama program where we take inner city kids and we take them up to Drew University in Madison, which is a liberal arts college, a very expensive one. And we get the kids to actually go back and forth from the city to the suburbs, to campus, and they learn the craft, they learn lights, they learn how to write, they learn how to do the sound, and then they put on a full production. That's an all year round program. And then in the summertime, pre-COVID, we were actually getting the kids paid for learning the arts. And then
phenomenal.
And then we actually got them to stay up on campus for a whole full week. So they kind of got the campus college experience at a young age, and to be by themselves and be on their own kind of feel. So, that's some of the stuff that we've been doing. There's a tons of more activism and community organizing and education that's being done by a lot of people. And I try to do what I can from where I am, but the people that are around me, the people that are on the ground all the time, day in, day out, those are the ones that are like really hitting the pavement. And when I could come in and be a part of that, or if it's just, feeding the kids, like I said, we've done a lot. And I can honestly say that we have made productive young adults in society because of the arts and our hands-on influence. So I'm clear about that we've saved a bunch of lives.
Yeah, and in Newark, at times, especially fairly recently, had the struggles, with some of the, what they call the gang activity and the like. And I only say what they call the gangs because we try to, up here in Syracuse, we try to move away from labeling the kids. But reality is what it is, and had some tough moments, man. So to have some people like yourself and some of the others that I know that are there, inspiring people, giving back in a real legitimate way, in a way that's tangible. It's commendable, man. It's appreciated, even for the many of us who don't live in Newark but live in cities like Newark, man. We appreciate it.
And that's what it is. People want work. People need jobs. So, when you're living moment to moment, you're gonna do things out of character. And a lot of times, especially when I talk to young men and stuff, they just need you to listen.
Yeah.
A lot of times they just they don't have somebody there just to listen to what's going on with them. So,
Right, right.
you know, this city is a great city. It's very progressive. We have a great mayor, Raz Baraka, who's the son of Amiri
Mary
Baraka.
Brock, yeah.
So, you know, when you think about the progressiveness and the concern and love for the people, it really comes from the top down. And, you know, there's so many great people. And that's the thing. It's like a city like this really gets a bad rep. But I love to say it's a chocolate city. And there's so many great people here.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I've met, you know, I've done stuff in this city that I would have never done in Queens or in Brooklyn or in Harlem. Like it's just a different kind of vibe. So
Yeah.
I really, you know, appreciate it. And, you know, I love this city. And it's just that we have to, you know, shine the light on it. It's like, there's so much dope stuff here. It really is. It's just like,
Yeah.
it's like they always got that kind of little thing where people don't fully understand.
They don't, man. I always said, you know, Jersey, especially Newark, always had his own swag. You know,
Yeah.
when people was wearing them long white tees, they ain't know that was giving life in
I
Newark.
wasn't here for that, but
Yeah.
that ain't my style.
Right.
But you know,
yeah. That's where that came from, man. And
so
you know,
they did come from there. They
and the
like,
popularizing of the flight jacket.
yeah,
Like that was from Newark, New Jersey. I met Ross Baraka a while ago, and I actually met him through Lauryn Hill. You know,
yeah,
we were friends for a long time. Talking about me and Lauren, but I met him and had the fortune to meet his father, you
oh
know,
yeah,
and visit him at his house over there on South 10th
yeah.
Street, you know,
That's
some years
right.
back, man.
You know,
Yeah. Powerful brothers for sure.
blessing. Oh yeah, big time. The whole family, man, doing great things, and
Yeah.
you know, even this time I spent to actually talk and listen to his father, like, come on,
Yeah,
Christ.
man. So let me ask you this. So what's new? What you got coming forward? It's new. What should we be looking out for? What could we expect, be excited about?
Everybody needs to see the movie Equal Standard. If they haven't seen the film Equal Standard, you need to see the movie Equal Standard. It's starring myself, Selena Johnson, Ice-T, Tretch. It's a really, really good film. This is the film that when I started out my career and I was asking people around the way for money, like, yo, help me out. I want to get some pictures done. Yo, I'm trying to join this, you know, modeling team, And I was really like trying to, you know, conjure up some magic and conjure up some funds to make things happen. This was my dream, that I would be on a big screen with a poignant film that was going to make a mark, that you could see me in a leading man role and doing my thing. And this is that film, Equal Standard.
Equal Standard. I'm going to look for that today.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
It's released independently, so
Yeah.
you got to go to equalstandardmovie.com. That's
Yeah.
how you'll be able to find it. But once you see that film, it's going to move you, and it really talks about what we're going through right now with, you know, police and community relations, and just police brutality, and then us as a community as a whole.
Yeah.
So it's a powerful film. I'm very, very, very proud of that film, and it's gonna make you think, and it's gonna make you feel good too.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something, man. I'm all over it. I'll find it before the day's out. I'm gonna have it on my notches, man. Yeah, I'm going to find that, and I'll make sure, certainly for the people who follow and you know, tune in to Whatever You Want Music Radio, and even, you know, I got a host of colleagues and associates that are movie nuts like me.
Oh, they gonna
You
love
know,
it.
yeah, we grab the remote control in our respective places, man, and it's over. You know,
All right.
especially me. So I appreciate it,
know.
Tobias. Yeah, I want to express my appreciation, man, because I know you're busy. You know, even though COVID have us still kind of locked in, you know, you guys are still working.
Oh yeah.
You know, and I can relate, and you know, to take the time out to come on, you know, to do it by video so that people can see, you know, the authenticity and understand, man. It's really appreciated. I appreciate you dropping in with us today.
Oh yeah, man. And also, like, as you see, the true to the core, that's basically what it is to stay true to your core, mind, body, and soul. That you make no decision in your life until you check in with yourself, when you check in with that inner voice. If it coincides with what's good for you, then make the move. So always, you know, stay true to the core. I've been, you know, helping the community have healthier choices when it comes to food. Like I said, I'm a really good cook, and I've been, you know, showing recipes, because I'm plant-based. So I've been showing people, you know, a healthier way to live. You know, just so that we could be here. You know, we've been lied to about the foods, and you know, it's time for us to kind of, you know, return back to the source.
That's right. Yeah, I'm a long time vegetarian myself, man, and
You
you know,
know,
when plant based became more accessible, you know,
yeah,
made sure, you know, that I gathered up my food, man. And even though I've been vegetarian for a long time, you know, obviously I'm still learning some things,
oh yeah,
you know, and so it can't be understated, man, that we got to get our diets right, get our minds right,
right. That's
you
right. And
know, and
this
true to the
pandemic,
core says exactly that, man.
stay true to your core, and that's why if you see we have the Sankofa bird in there.
Yeah,
Sankofa bird, you know, it means that it's okay that we could retrieve things from the past as we move forward. So
I can
we
appreciate
get where
that.
we came from in order to move forward. So that's what it is. That's what
Yeah.
it is, and that's that's some of the stuff that's happening. And I'm here. I'm here.
That's right. So once again, Tobias, I appreciate it. You know, this is what's happening Wednesdays with most. We have
Yeah.
the actor extraordinaire, I think a phenomenal actor, Tobias Truvillion. We appreciate you coming by, man, chopping it up with us. And we're going to stay tuned for everything you got going on, man. I think you are an absolute blessing to our
Wow.
community and to the acting world, man. And so thanks again, brother.
All right, man. Peace, family.
All right, peace. Take care.